The French President Emmanuel Macron has said the EU will make a decision on whether the latest Brexit deal proposed by the UK can be agreed to by the end of the week. His comments came as Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar said that whilst the deal was still possible, there was still some distance between the UK and Brussels. Britain is set to leave the EU at the end of the month. Well, joining us live now for more on this is our correspondent in Brussels, Maeve McMahon. Morning to you, Maeve. So that deadline really is ticking closer. Where are we in terms of getting close to securing a deal?
Well, not very close, Rosie, if you take into consideration the public criticism coming from the Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar over the last couple of days regarding the latest proposals of Boris Johnson. And also, if you consider the very downbeat, gloomy presentation that the EU's chief negotiator, that's Michel Barnier, gave to EU ambassadors just here the other day. And on top of all this, to throw into the mix is a blame game now ensuing between London and Brussels. We saw this weekend Boris Johnson write in 2 newspapers saying that he'd be packing his bags and leaving on the 31st of October. And if he did so in a hard fashion, if it was a hard Brexit, it would be very much Brussels and the EU institutions here that would be to blame. But meanwhile, Michel Barnier was speaking in Paris this weekend. He was invited to an event organised by the newspaper Le Monde, and he was saying that he's been calm, he's been collective from the start, just executing a mandate, that he has no interest in no deal and that it wouldn't be his fault. He said, I want to be extremely clear. He said no deal will never be Europe's choice. It would be, and note the conditional tense, because I hope still to find a deal, he added. It would always be the UK's choice and not ours. And Michel Barnier added during his presentation that he'd never got emotional about these talks. He was just really doing his jobs and he had to respect the mandate that the other 27 heads had given to him. And speaking of the 27 heads, well, Emmanuel Macron, we heard from him as well over the last few days, giving Boris Johnson until the end of this week, until Friday, to present more proposals with more substance. Because, of course, EU ambassadors and diplomats want to get ready next week for that crucial summit taking place here on Thursday and Friday.